The stage, at the heart of theatre since 1880. Congratulations to Alistair Smith, named Managing Director of the Stage Media Company. Matthew Hemley, named Editor of the Stage. The way ahead for the arts, performers and creative news, the stage. But clearly, the idea of having artificial intelligence generated work labelled, are the thieves going to help creatives?
Nigel.cecil, calling things out as you like it, especially for his fair-minded friends.
Hello, Chakabatis, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Moi, Nigel.cecil, along with my very good friend Hillary, we'd like to greet all our regular viewers, our fair-minded and equitable friends, because they will instantly recognise this logo I'm wearing on my cap and on my t-shirt. Whenever you see this logo, Alpha Omega, no generative AI, no artificial intelligence has been used in the production of this video. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you very much. Please hit the subscribe button. And maybe if you've not already looked at our last video, give it a look, because this video is a follow-on. Our last video was based on a report, A Brave New World, when all the movers and shakers in the creative industries came together, artists, performers, production companies, to discuss the challenges of generative AI. Because artificial intelligence gains its knowledge by data scraping creators' work. And this report highlighted the fact that explicit informed consent should be guaranteed before creators' work is data scraped. The last video, we discussed about a comment made by the Equity General Secretary, Paul W. Fleming, and synthesizers. Give it a look. But of course, back in the 80s, well, synthesizers were going to take over the world, but I'm digressing. Aren't I, Hillary? Vaccinated with the gramophone needle when I was at junior school, well, primary school, probably. So this video is a follow-on, because within that report, there were some objectives that those creators coming together felt were essential to protect their work. And one of them struck at the very core of what you had suggested. And the suggestion, of course, just to re-emphasize it, whenever you see this logo, it means it guarantees no generative AI has been used in this production. But the suggestion in the report Brave New World was all AI-generated work must be labelled. Just think about that. All generative AI work must be labelled. That's the opposite of what we've suggested in consultation with you, because we're saying all work that doesn't use generative AI must be labelled. Same idea, but a mirror image. Which do you think will work? Well, we sat back and analysed it. We've had some discussion with you and said, come on, how do you get those who are using generative AI to label their work? Some of them are a little Freddy in their bedroom, generating some, well, ripping off here, there and everywhere. And they publish it. Are you going to make sure that they put on a logo? Where's the police? Institutional control globally it will have to be. And even then, how do you stop someone else? Just look what's happening in all the trouble spots of the world, all the generative AI dross that's coming out. And how do you know? Others think, well, it's got to be real. I mean, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, they've now said during the current troubles, if you publish anything that's not the truth, we're going to fine you. We might even throw you in jail. Now, of course, in troubled times, it causes for, well, mega intervention. But can you have mega intervention worldwide to control the use of artificial intelligence? I mean, the police knocking on the door for little Freddy. Well, of course, you can say it might happen. But who's got the resources to do that? The only way you could do it is to switch off the internet. How can you convince a thief that they have to admit they are a thief? It ain't going to happen. But just think of the opposite. As a creator, we want to be able to say, we've created this. We all want to do that. It's in our very soul, our emotional existence. We've created it. So we want to put the logo on. Now you would say, how do you police that? It's much easier. Because if we do it, it's just like Ofcom. Give them the power. If we would say, hang on, that's artificial intelligence, Ofcom. Look at all the millions of views it's got. It's wrong. Will you just check that? And we could show it wasn't real. It was artificial intelligence. They are using the logo when they have no right to do so. Make the logo free. Make the logo free. Anyone who is a creator can use it. But in doing so, they are making a commitment that it doesn't use generative AI. And across the world, you can have organizations that check, that impose fines. You can bankrupt someone overnight. And we as creators can come together and say, come on, that isn't real. And there again, there's another thing. If you've got to have all AI generated work must be labeled. All AI generated work must be labeled. How does it come with a film? If it's got a little bit of artificial intelligence in it, have you then got to class the whole product as being, well, not real? Which is why with our logo, we came up with this idea. You got in touch with us that at each corner, you put a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 0. And that indicates a level of artificial intelligence. If the number in each corner says 0, then it means no artificial intelligence used. And then gradually, 1, well, 10%, 2, 20, 30, 40, 50 at 5. Well, once you get past level 5, then clearly you should be nowhere near using this logo because your production is dominated by generative AI, artificial intelligence. But how did the idea of putting an indicative number in the bottom corners of the triangle come about? Because that wasn't the original idea at all. We hadn't considered it, had we, Hillary? No, because we were just saying whenever you saw this logo, Alpha Omega, no generative AI used in this production. Well, it's that report, A Brave New World, and their objective. All artificial intelligence generated work must be labeled. What do they mean by all artificial intelligence generated work? Does that mean it has to be 100% artificial intelligence? Or what happens if it includes the production a little bit of artificial intelligence? Does it have to be labeled? So we put in the idea of an indicative level just in case. But clearly, the idea of having artificial intelligence generated work labeled, are the thieves going to help creatives? No. Creatives must help ourselves, which is why us putting forward the logo to attest that this is a production that doesn't have artificial intelligence involved whatsoever is so more important. At this point, you can turn off the video if you want because we've finished our presentation about the logo. But there are two important things we'd like to bring to your attention. So either turn off the video or carry on. Two notable events that you may have missed. We missed the first one concerning artificial intelligence, the digital arts, because Arts Council England back in January decided to support the digital arts. They've awarded a £4 million grant to various digital art projects. The second event you may have missed only happened recently, and that's the US Supreme Court. And it may well have international impact because the US Supreme Court declined to hear a dispute over copyrights for artificial intelligence generated material. And the reason, well, it's significant. The reason they turned it down, because they found that creative works must have human authors to be eligible to receive copyright. Just think about that ruling from the US Supreme Court declining to hear a dispute over AI generated material. It's worth repeating, finding that creative works must have human authors to be eligible to receive a copyright. Go on, I'm a human author. Are you a human author? Are you a creative? Are we going to be able to protect creators' works? Our logo. Whenever you see it, no generative AI used in this production. Do join us again. And don't forget you can get in touch using our email address. Chuckabutties, until the next time, be lucky